Sofðu unga ástin mín, út í regnið grætur. Mamma geymir gullin þín, gamla legg og völuskrín. Við skulum ekki vakum dimmar nætur. My high frequencies are just gone. A bit weird when you are trying to produce a sound that you cannot hear. This is my childhood memories, all in one building. I was born in Reykjavik, and then I lived at my grandparents' farm for a while, and then in the next town. The ways to, kill time was to sing along with the radio. And when I got a little bit older, here in this town, me and my friend, we founded like a duo. He was the singer and I was just playing the guitar, maybe singing a little bit. But that evolved into, like a little garage band, and I was playing in bands until I was like 20 or something. And then me and the same friend, we made a small album. So yeah, I've always been like much into music and singing. Yeah. This is me, just born. I don't remember this anymore. This is my younger brother. I was never so messy. We are 4 cousins that are born within 5 months period, and we all have the name Bjarni because our uncle passed away like a little bit before we were born, so we were all given his name. Crazy guy. This is probably one of my first times on stage. Playing the guitar here behind the pole. Oh, there we go. Me and my classmates, we founded this a cappella group. It was really fun to sing in harmonies, and then I had like a drawback. I figured out that my hearing was getting bad. Like this kind of shocks in my ears when I maybe woke up in the middle of the night and I went to the toilet to flush down, and I suddenly heard something completely different from what I was used to. But I think one of the things that might have triggered it was when I went to this like club or whatever, and the music was really loud there. I really remember how loud it was. It was like painfully loud. The morning after, I heard really weird stuff with my ears. I was like clicking here, clicking there, and it's still the same. It's very different sounds. Basically, what happens is that my high frequencies are just gone, so I cannot really hear the highest notes on the piano anymore. And when you are singing, you need to produce what's called overtones. And they are also really high. The spectrum is pretty high up, and I definitely cannot hear the whole spectrum. I basically come to the conclusion that it's like being a soccer player trying to go for the national team, but you always have a broken knee. So I just decided to stop. at this photo and remembering how the things used to be. I saw a picture today in the pages of a book. I spoke of many memories of when I was just a child. Snow covered the ground and the rocky hills were cold and grey with frost. The sun was shining from the west and the shadows were dark against the whiteness of the hardened snow. Seeing these things made me feel good inside, and I was happy that I could still see the hidden beauty of the land and know the feeling of silence. There are always these moments when I get a little bit of a strange feeling in my ears and everything starts to sound really weird, and then I just kind of want to go into my room and yeah, lock myself away from all noises. But now I'm like really into climbing. It's kind of new to me, so I'm still learning. You're playing with some kind of a line of like a danger or excitement. There's no better way of like exploring or seeing the nature than being like on the side of a, I don't know, ice waterfall or something like that. It's a pretty cool feeling. If you manage your risk, it's actually quite safe. You should at least not die from it. You might break an ankle or something like that, but if you do everything right, you should not die. But of course, mistakes have been made and also just unforeseen things. It's also physically challenging, mentally challenging, so it's good for me. It keeps your mind occupied. You need that to stay alive, basically. Yeah, and then we are ready. Let's go. Upp i bil. It's a bit of a broken car, but it's probably charming. Woo! Okay, cool. Þá sjáumst við bara eftir smá. Já, bye. My cousin is ready to go to the glacier. We're gonna pick him up and go and buy some snacks for the glacier. You don't want to get hungry up there. Siggi Bjarni kemur með. Awesome. Hey!
Ég hef ekki verið búinn að ná honum. aðra eitthvað staðar að hjóla.
Já. This is Sólheimajökull. It's like an outlet glacier coming from the Mýrdalsjökull, which is the fourth biggest glacier in Iceland. And this is like one of our playgrounds here, and we're gonna go like up there to do some climbing. This glacier is like retreating a lot, for example. It's like, yeah, I think it retreated like 100 meters this year, something. So glaciers are disappearing in Iceland. So we try to use the time to, yeah, play on them while we still have them. Becoming an opera singer was sort of my end goal, because I would be on stage and sing very loudly. You know, I was looking for all kinds of alternative medicine and stuff to fix it, but nothing worked. You know, I'm a pretty social person, so like being inside the room with a lot of people talking at the same time is now like a terrible experience for me. We learned how to, in Canada, we learn a little bit about this. But it's also just a lot by doing, just coming up here and practicing. You never know everything. You gotta be pretty humble about these things. Probably not what I'm doing right now, because if I slip and fall, I die. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna slip and fall. It's not allowed. Ready? Okay. A guy from Ireland, McGlynn, contacted me and asked me if I wanted to join his group. Michael wanted to compose a song in Icelandic for me to sing. He asked me for like a poem about that would describe the nature here in my area in Iceland. So I found this poem and gave it to him, and he was very enthusiastic about it, and eventually he wrote a song for me to sing. Sól á sumarvegi it's kind of funny that even though I sort of decided to stop, I was sort of dragged into it again from another direction. At the same time, I was always coming to Iceland to work as a guide, so I got really excited about that as well. At some point, these two things were just, crossing too much, so I just had to take a decision if I wanted to make, singing into my career, or if I wanted to make guiding maybe my full-time job and have singing as more of my hobby. That's so fucking hard. There was this period when I was just, pretty depressed about it, I think. I remember this one night in the Netherlands where I took my bike and I just biked somewhere and I just laid down for like an hour or something, looking up and just thinking about what the hell was happening to me. Ólíkt á við svona hýrhúk utan á. It can definitely be worse than this. I think I'm not the most unlucky guy in the world. I think people have bigger problems than this. So. It's always a bit hard taking people on tour in this kind of weather because you cannot point at anything and tell them about it. It's all behind clouds. And then you just have to tell them fun stories. Midgard was just founded by Siggy, my cousin. Founded it in 2010. And I thought what they were doing was really cool. They were basically just taking tourists up into our back country into the highlands and doing hikes and driving big jeeps over rivers and stuff. And I thought it was really exciting. So, but to begin with, I was just helping them out by singing a song for the tourists. And then eventually I started to do tours. And I really liked it. Probably not a lot of countries in the world where you can see, volcanoes, geothermal and glaciers, and ocean and all that in one day. You can maybe go to a few different countries to see it, but in Iceland we have it all, basically. And I don't think everybody that lives here realizes what we have here. Missa grát og sakna. Wow. Never really known what I wanted really to become when I was, when I would grow up. And I don't know if what I'm doing now is gonna be a forever thing. I've worked in a bunch of different places, and so I don't know. But I know that I will always be singing. Even if I become deaf, I will probably still sing. Oh, Sandy.